All right, we're going to go. We're going to call this meeting to order. The Lakewood City Council hybrid meeting of November 22nd, 2021. Some of us are in council chambers. Others will be joining via the Zoom platform. And I just want to take a quick moment to welcome everyone. This is an incredibly important evening, a fun evening, an evening to honor folks who've served and those who are beginning to serve. And bear with us because this is our first attempt at the hybrid format. So I ask for your patience a little bit as we work through. And we have not met together in these chambers since probably February 2020. So that's how long it's been. And we have a couple new faces, Allison McKinney Brown, who's our city attorney, and of course our clerk, Mr. Bruce Rome, who is with us their first time, I think, doing chamber meetings. Kathy's here too, so thank you. All right. Okay, so with that, I'd like to please ask the clerk to call roll.
Paul.
Here.
Abel.
Here.
Vida. Franks. Skilling.
Here.
Harrison.
Here.
Johnson.
I am here.
LeBure.
Here.
Springsteen.
Here.
Vincent.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Okay. All right. Well, I will now ask that you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for a moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Oh.
All right, please be seated. All right, so if you do wish to make public comment with us tonight, there's a sign-in sheet in the back, and we'll certainly do the regular option on Zoom. The call-in number this evening is 720-707-2699, webinar ID 924-5294-3958. Pound, press star 9 to speak, star 6 to unmute. Council members who are joining us via the feed, if you'd like to speak, please just raise your hand, and I should be able to see that, and then you will unmute, and we'll go that way. And so I'm going to move right into our only agenda item for this group, and that is approval of minutes. Mayor Pro Tem. Actually, I'll have the clerk read that in the record, please.
Sorry, Mayor. Item 5, approval of minutes of city council meetings. Regular meetings for October 25th, 2021, October 11th, 2021, September 27th, 2021, September 13th, 2021, December 14th of 2020, and then special meetings of October 4th, 2021, September 27th, 2021, and September 20th, 2021.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Paul, I move for the approval of the City Council regular and special meeting minutes, which were introduced into the record by the City Clerk, Mr. Rome.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any discussion or questions? All right, seeing none, please cast your votes. Okay, and that passes, it looks like 7 ayes and 3 nays, the nays being Vida, Springsteen, and Johnson. All right. Now this is the time for public comment. Invited to speak before the City Council. I have a weird dual script, so bear with me. I ask that all persons calling in or speaking before us observe decorum of City Council meetings. You will have 3 minutes, and down here, there'll be a light that will be green. When you have 30 seconds left, it'll be yellow. When your time is up, it'll be red. We have our first one coming down to join us. Beautiful. I love it. Same for our folks who may be calling in or on Zoom if they wish to speak. When you have 30 seconds left, you will hear a ding, and when your time is up, you'll hear that again. We'll politely ask you to wrap up. So we'll start with the folks here live. And first on my list for public comment is Congressman Ed Perlmutter. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm here just to thank everybody who's going off of council for their service and to be here for the swearing in. I especially want to say thank you to a couple old friends of mine who've been occasional nemeses of mine, Ramey Johnson and Charlie Abel. Especially, we've been around, we worked together for a long time. And I just want to thank you too, especially Jacob, obviously you too, but thank you all for your service. And I look forward to working with the council, with the new people, and just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Great. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Johnson, you are up next.
Hello, I'm Walt Johnson, councilman, mayor, and staff attendees. I have attended more council meetings the last 10 years than I have the previous lifetime. And as, of course, many of you know, I've been more involved than others in the past. But it has been a pleasure to get to know all of you and see how the council works, enjoy all the staff. And of course, I'm especially proud of my wife, Ramey, and all the work that she's done. She's read all that material you put out. And a lot of people skip that. You kind of get a guess of how to go, but I know she's really been working for the citizens of Lakewood and the city as well. Thank you very much and good luck.
Great. Thank you. Anybody else in chambers which wish to speak who didn't sign up? Ms. Menton? Good evening.
Good evening to you. Natalie Menton, Ward 5. Wanted to thank the counselors who have served many, many hours here on behalf of the citizens of Lakewood. Thank you for your service. Secondly, curious, why are the minutes so stacked up that we are approving, especially going back to December of 2020? Curious about that, if there would be an opportune time to respond to that. Thank you. That's
Great.
it.
Thank you. Anybody else, chambers? Okay, let's switch over to the virtual side, and it looks like we do have one hand up. Mr. Comden, bring you into the meeting. Give us a quick second to get your time going.
Okay. Can you hear me all good?
There we go. You're good.
All right. My name is Joshua Comden. I'm in Ward 1. First, I want to thank the mayor for meeting with me last Monday. I think we had a very nice conversation. It was definitely enjoyable for me, so I want to thank you for that. I saw your email about the data for where I can find data on the police for Lakewood. And I did look at the annual report this afternoon, and then I looked for past annual reports and only found, I guess, up to 2018 online. I don't know if you keep them somewhere else too, and it goes all the way down to 2017 data. It only gives, so only looking at that, we get a snapshot of like the past previous, I guess, 4 years then. 2019 is definitely an interesting year with a much higher use of force incidents, but lower crime. But this really means nothing without data on number of interactions that the agents have with the public or arrest attempts. So I think getting that sort of data would be very useful in deciding whether we would like a civilian review board or not, or what kind would be most effective in Lakewood. I have another request on the data. This might be a bit controversial, but it's to break it down by agent. Now, of course, you're not going to list the actual agent's name, or that. It should definitely be anonymized. But the reason why I suggest this is we can see whether complaints or use of force are just kind of these random occurrences that just, happen to come upon each agent, or whether they're concentrated on specific agents. And that might be a better way to find out why, even if there isn't any disciplinary action or they found to be baseless or whatever. I think it still is, it gives a very nice picture of what could be happening that we just can't see. And that would be one way to find out why. And then on the flip side, you might be able to look at the agents with very low numbers of use of force incidents and complaints against them, and maybe find out why they are doing so well with those numbers. So I would just say you would look at the top 10% of either end of the spectrum, and you could look at the differences. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about this past week on what kind of data would be useful in figuring out what type of civilian review board would be useful, and that. So thank you.
Great, thank you, sir. All right, anybody else online wish to speak, please raise your hand. That's a *9. All right, so we will close public comment. Certainly appreciate the questions, and can get back, and there's a question about the minutes. I don't exactly have an answer at this point, but if we're not prepared, we can get that back to you. I know that there's been a lot of meetings, but not sure, so we can get back to you with that. And now, I would like to take this opportunity to let our folks, our outgoing council members, have the floor, and this is your opportunity. I see Councilor Beta, your hand is up, so sir, please go ahead. I'll go ahead and get you unmuted, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, my friends and neighbors of Lakewood. This will be my last address to you as your city councilor. It has been a challenging experience, but one I would not trade for anything. I want to thank all of you who have voted for me and supported me these last 4 years. Your trust in me has given me the opportunity to give back to my community, which has done so much for me and my family. It's the community that nurtured me as a young boy into adulthood. It's the community that nurtured my 4 brothers and sisters and provided a place for my parents to raise their family and instill in us such Western values as God, country, community, honesty, loyalty, courage, pride, and duty. Before I say goodbye, though, I want to talk about not what we have accomplished together, but rather, which is much, I think, but rather I want to warn you of some of the challenges that lay ahead. Currently, there is an unprecedented effort by the mayor and some members of this council to silence one of the women and only remaining ethnic minority on city council, my ward co-councilor, Anita Springsteen. This effort is for political advantage, is unjust, and frankly outrageous. Worse than that, it's an attack on your right of representation in city government. If your elected representative is silenced in this way, then so are you. We must not allow this to happen. Other challenges will be the continued attempt to dilute or weaken the strategic 1% growth limit that the people passed into law only 2 years ago. It will be done by allowing uncontrolled development through liberal land use policies. The approval of policies such as granting a special district for developers of Rooney Valley. These policies will be promoted by the big money special interests who have influenced this year's election and will now have great influence over this council. You can expect an attempt to increase taxes and an attempt to repeal the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, also known as TABOR. Expect further attacks on the ability of our dedicated police agents to do their sworn duty to serve and protect us. These attacks will be by the liberal woke culture in the form of defund the cops and their policies to further limit their effectiveness. These will come both from the policies of this council and the state legislature, and if allowed to pass, will jeopardize your safety and that of your family. Finally, you will see policies proposed that will seek to limit your ability to self-govern and limit your individual liberties and freedoms. I hope I'm wrong about these predictions, but my experiences the last 4 years tells me otherwise. I am humbled by the trust that you all placed in me and the kindness and respect so many of you have shown to me these past 4 years. I look forward to continuing the friendships I have made with you, my neighbors, and many members of the Lakewood staff as well. God bless all of you. God bless our fair city, and God bless America.
Thank you, Counselor. Much appreciated. All right. Here we go. Counselor Johnson.
Thank you. I'm actually going to take my mask off for this because I have a hearing deficit and I know what it's like to read lips, so please bear with me. First, I'd like to say today is the 58th day or time when President Kennedy was assassinated. For those of you who are my age, you have meaning in this day and you remember where you were. And yet, we still are practicing a democracy. That says a lot for what happened then. I have 5 wishes for the new council. First, remember your first obligation is to the citizens of Lakewood and their community interests. They passed the Strategic Growth Initiative and voted no on a single hauler trash. There may be pressure to reverse or dilute the intention of their votes. Counselors, you are being watched and judged. Beware. My second wish for you, listen to all sides of issues. You likely will have your own strong feelings about things, but it is your obligation to listen to all voices. You learn a lot of things that I didn't understand and appreciate until I actually took the time to really pay attention to what other folks were saying on issues that I didn't always totally agree with. My third wish for you, return calls, and before you vote on a rezone or blight issue, visit the site personally. Vote your heart. My fourth wish for you is, this is an extremely special election for Lakewood, in which there are more than usual new faces. You have a unique opportunity to reboot our current divisive and corrosive culture. You see things differently. It is easy to let those differences divide you to the point that you lose sight of why you were elected, to represent the best interests of your constituents and the community. And my fifth wish for you, have fun. It's a wonderful opportunity. Play fair and be there for one another. Do not allow anyone to be singled out and marginalized. We are all dealing with our current environment the very best that we know how. extend grace to one another, and with humility and gratitude for the special experience you are about to have. Very few people have this opportunity. I will always treasure the special friendships I have made. Thank you. Your kindness has sustained me and been my foundation throughout. God bless America, God bless you, and God bless Lakewood. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor LeBaire.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Well, I want to thank the citizens who put their trust in me and allowed me the opportunity to serve. It's been a great honor and privilege. I want to thank my family, most importantly my wife and cats, who had to spend many days without me while I was away for meetings. I want to thank our council. You rarely made it easy, but I enjoyed getting to know you and enjoyed working to try to get the best results for our residents. I want to thank our mayor for trying to manage these challenging meetings and for your leadership. I want to thank Councilor Gutwine for her service. We spent a lot of time together meeting with staff and trying to develop new ideas. Councilor Vincent, I want to thank you for being a great teammate and friend. Our directors and police chief for all your great work, ideas, and help. I want to thank our city manager. I've learned a lot from your leadership style, and I've always enjoyed our conversations. I'm proud of, together in the last 4 years, Lakewood has invested millions of dollars in new infrastructure, parks and open space, equipment for our first responders. We've made new requirements for a more sustainable city and many other things. I know as a council we could have done more, but that's up to this next council. With the pledges that have been made, I see no reason why Lakewood can't be more affordable, have more green spaces, be more sustainable, increase our investments in infrastructure, and make a better future for Lakewood residents. For the new council, you've been chosen because the citizens of Lakewood want a new direction. No reason to follow the same path we've been on for the last 4 years, and I look forward to watching you and seeing that new leadership. Lastly, congrats to our new council person from Ward 2. Ward 2 does a great job of picking leaders, and we're excited to have Sophia in Ward 2. And I want to thank the rest of you who are elected and who are ready to serve. So it's been a privilege. Thanks again.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Harrison.
Thank you. These are going to be informal remarks because I read my formal ones a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to say thank you again. First of all, to Kathy and staff. You have made tough days so much better and always seemed to have the answer and knew exactly where to send us. I won't say tell us where to go. That might be a little bit too painful. But you always helped. And I can't tell you how much that means to have that support. Staff has always been there, and every single person has been involved in making this 8 years a joy. I would also want to say thank you to our police department because they have a thankless job, much like being on council is, but at least we don't have to pack a gun and wonder who's going to shoot at us. So I have to say thank you to our police department because they do the hard job, the really hard job, and they do it ever so well. I'd like to also say thank you to my fellow counselors. From each and every one of you, I've learned something. And I've enjoyed our time together. We've agreed and disagreed, and we figured out how we can still be friends. And I want to say thank you for that. That's a real joy to have that in people. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for all that you've done. I know that you've gotten a lot of really ugly phone calls, and I really appreciate your heart and your backbone for doing what you keep doing. Thank you so much. And most of all, I want to say thank you to my wonderful husband sitting in the stands there, and he has been my rock. He's listened to the downpour after the meetings. He's heard and listened and whatnot, and he's been my rock. So I have to say thank you so much. Thank you to the voters who gave me this opportunity. It's been fun. And Wendy, I wish you the very best. You're going to do a fantastic job. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all certainly very much. And I know that you've heard from other council members as well, and there'll be an opportunity here in a quick second for a special presentation. But I'd be remiss if I didn't go to my Mayor Pro Tem here on my right.
That was good. You were going to forget about me. That's fine, though. So I just, 4 years ago when I first came on council, I sat up here and had a lot of things I wanted to get done. That's why I ran for council. And I said I wanted to be a leader. I think I said that night one. Certainly started out pretty aggressive on here. And that was great. And that's, I kind of piggybacking on Councilor Johnson's remarks. If I had a wish, it would be to the next councilors to kind of keep that going. Keep your head up, don't get down. It's going to be hard. It's going to be bewildering. You're going to wonder what the heck just happened. What was that? But, I concur with all of my colleagues that it was a lot of fun. And I would like to thank, in no particular order, Donna Reps in the back of the room. I see that. To her and all of her staff, really doing the stuff that nobody talks about, but keeping people fed and keeping the wheels going and doing a lot of the things that is very thankless. And obviously Kathy and her staff and Allison and the judges and Ben, and I guess I could go listing the 800 other employees, but thank you to all of them. And thank you, obviously, my wife and son, who my son actually wanted to be here tonight, and he would have had a kick running around with the other little girl that was here, and he'd probably be wanting to sit up here and be really mad at me if he didn't get to say something. But, I at the end of it, I do go back and think about those first nights when we talked about all the things we were going to get done. And, I do think we got a lot of those things done that we set out to do. We've accomplished a lot, I think, in 4 years. Not everything we wanted to do, but I think a lot. I think it was a really challenging time. No matter where you were on the issues of 200 and the SGI and all that, I mean, that was really, really challenging, and we got through it. The city's doing fine with it. And I think that's a credit to this council and to the community and to the residents and everyone that came out for public comment. And I appreciate that. I mean, even the public comments that called me every name in the book or whatever, that's part of it. That's what we sign up for. I think it makes us stronger. And I think that's, to the new counselors, yeah, they're going to call you some names, but, you'll get through it. And if not, you can ask Charlie. He'll fight with you back on them. Anyway, well, thank you to everyone. Thank you to my fellow counselors, and thank you to the mayor, who I've gotten to know. And, a lot of us have very, very, very different opinions on things. But as I think others have said, we do, we've all had conversations that have nothing to do with politics or council or anything else. And when somebody's hurting or somebody's got something going on, you get calls from everyone, and, that speaks to something. So anyway, thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. All right, Ms. Hodson.
Good evening. So this evening, it's really bittersweet. We get to welcome some new council folks for their new adventure, but we also are saying farewell to 5 city council members. Each council member has traveled their own journey, and each journey has been very unique and memorable. So I'd like to recognize each member individually and present you with a token of our appreciation as staff. So I'm speaking on behalf of staff. So first, Councilor Johnson, Ramey Johnson, council member of Ward 1, you'd think I'd know that. We'd like to thank you for 10 years of service. And the road that you took was marked by a lot of time on the Lakewood Legislative Committee. You have dedicated a lot of time on legislative issues defending our city. You've also spent a lot of time in the Colorado Municipal League Legislative Committee, also representing Lakewood and doing your best to represent us very well. You've attended the National League of Cities in Washington, D.C. because you have such a keen interest in these kind of policy issues. And the amount of committees you've served on are too many to count, but those are the ones that I believe really marked the road that you traveled. I'd like to really especially appreciate you for so passionately representing our city. And you just gave it your all at every juncture. And I want to thank you for your strong representation to the citizens and to all of the folks of Ward 1. So thank you. Thank you for your journey. Now you're going to get why I'm doing this. So here's what we have for you. This is a sign for you, a street sign. That's why I wanted you here. Can I give this to you? Councilor LeBure, Jacob LeBure of Ward 2, you have served for 4 years. And the road you took, do you get the road thing now? The road you took was marked by, you were a representative on the National League of Cities on a committee, which I couldn't quite remember which committee, but it was a good one. You're also our Dr. Cog representative. You were on the Development Dialogue and the Budget and Audit Board for many years. And again, you served on so many committees, I couldn't name them all. I'd like to especially appreciate you for your tenacity and your dedication to the future of Ward 2. You're a keen advocate for smart development in your ward and for the financial tools available. So thank you for your service. And guess what? No, I meant to tell you that. You're not. Councilor Bida, we see you. Councilor Bida has been, of Ward 3, has given 4 years of service on City Council. The road that you took was marked by years and years on the Budget Audit Board. You were a member and then you were a chair, I want to say, for 2 years. You're also on the Development Dialogue Committee, and again, many other committees, too numerous to mention. I'd like to especially appreciate you for your willingness, because believe it or not everyone has the same passion as you have for budgets, and you became really familiar with the budget, both inside and out. And you know what? You never stepped back from supporting the Lakewood Police Department, and you've always been willing to talk through issues with me, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for your service. We'll get this to you. They're big. Mayor Pro Tem Skilling, also Councilor of Ward 4, you've served for 4 years. The road you took was marked by this thing called the Development Dialogue, which you served with honor, and you enjoyed every second of it, I know. I'm putting words in your mouth. And you were the chair for many years, in fact, all of the years. You also served as Mayor Pro Tem for 2 years, and also you're on many committees, too many to name. Something that I'd like to especially appreciate you for the fact that you never took the easy road. You never went over or around, you always went through. You have a real strength of leadership, and you led us through the metro districts and the authority to continue, et cetera. Lots and lots of pretty difficult issues that we worked through. You've always been hard on the issue, but soft on the person. And I think that's a lesson that will be part of your legacy. So thank you for your service. Did you get the circle?
Thanks for plowing.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, there she is. Counselor Karen Harrison, Ward 5. You've dedicated 8 years of service as a counselor, but you also served on the Lakewood Planning Commission, and I couldn't remember how many years. 3 years. The road that you took was marked by lots of committees, Budget and Audit Committee, Budget and Audit Board for many years, Lakewood Housing Commission, and again, numerous other committees. I'd like to especially appreciate you for how you deeply supported the city's programs and services. You are always a cheerful advocate of staff and of the citizens of Ward 5 and also of the police department. Thank you for your years of service. That's for your garage, not for the street. Yeah, we'll know. Okay. To all of you, thank you from Lakewood employees, from all the employees. Thank you for your service. And I wanted to give a special thank you to Terry Haley from our sign shop who got these done, because I think they're pretty cool. And before I go, we spoke of the legacy from Mayor Pro Tem Skilling, and he talked about getting a sign done. So we did get this sign done, and it says, "Go hard on the issues, but soft on the people." So if the next council is willing, this might be something that we can put somewhere in the chambers. It's up to them. Sound good? Thank you very much, and thanks for letting me have the moment.
Fantastic, thank you. And we also have some other gifts up here for you all tonight that we'll share. And of course, I messed it all up on the agenda, so we're not going to mess this next part up. And this is the kind of the main event for the evening. And so we have 2 swearing-ins to start with our judges, and the clerk's going to come and do that, so we're thrilled there. And then we'll move into 5 for council members, and then there is a 6th seat, as you all know. And unfortunately, because there is a recount that will take place, I think, on December 7th or 8th, or both those days, we won't be able to fulfill that commitment until mid-December, but we look forward to having those folks come back and join us for a swearing-in ceremony as well. And I think if you have any questions regarding that, we're happy to answer those. So, Mr. Clerk, Judge Stavig, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mayor, Council.
Okay, so raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Ann Stavig,
I, Ann Stavig,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Lakewood,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform the duties
and to faithfully perform the duties
of presiding municipal judge for the City of Lakewood, Colorado.
of presiding municipal judge of the City of Lakewood, Colorado.
Congratulations.
All right. And please, as we move through, if you have family members or anybody that you'd like to come up and take a picture with or go behind, whatever you'd like to do, please feel free. Do we have somebody doing pictures
I'm doing it right now.
other than Mayor Pro Tem?
I'm smiling like it matters.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Yep. Your Honor, if you'd like to say anything, feel free.
Keep that.
Okay, there you go. Oh, just briefly, I want to thank Mayor Paul, council, And I do want to show great appreciation for the council members who have served us and who are ending their time with the city of Lakewood. I've really appreciated working with you and getting the support and just, it's been a great ride. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much and look forward to those of you who are remaining and look forward to working with our new members as well.
Great.
So, and thank you to the voters, Kathy, and sure appreciate it.
All right. So now we'll turn it over and invite Judge Bozarth, who we are reminiscing tonight. One of our last public meetings as a body was her interview. So she came in and now she's finally in chambers and has been retained, so please.
Great. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Nicole Bozarth,
I, Nicole Bozarth,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Lakewood,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform
the
duties of municipal judge
the duties of municipal judge
for the City of Lakewood, Colorado.
for the City of Lakewood, Colorado.
Nice.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if you'd like, feel free.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to see everybody again in person. It's nice to be back together in person, and thank you again for the opportunity to serve Lakewood. I'm honored to work with Judge Stavic and all the staff here. It's been tremendous privilege, and thank you all for your service. Thank you for those for your time and dedication that are leaving. We're grateful to you and all your time, and really look forward to working with the new members. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we will move into our council members. And again, feel free to come up, take pictures, however, wherever you would like. We'll do a recess, and when we come back in, there'll be your opportunity to say and communicate to the community whatever you'd like. So, Bernie, where are we starting? Your Honor? Which ward?
And we do have Jesslyn Sharazai.
Come on down.
There you go. And good evening, and I'll have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jesslyn Sharazai,
I, Jesslyn Sharazai,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of
the
America,
Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Lakewood,
of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform
and to faithfully perform
the duties of the office of City Council
the duties of the office of City Council
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Got some signatures.
Oh.
for you.
Just gonna walk away.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Want to get the family in that one? Oh, well.
could have Sophia Mayotte Guerrero.
Come on down. And again, anybody, if you want to come down or come behind, you're welcome to come behind and take pictures, however you'd like.
Good evening. I'll have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sophia Mayotte Guerrero,
I, Sophia Mayotte Guerrero,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Lakewood,
of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform
the duties of the office of City Council,
upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations. And Mayor, if we could now have Rebecca Stewart. Good evening. Have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Rebecca Stewart,
I, Rebecca Stewart,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Lakewood,
of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform
the
duties of the office of City Council,
the duties of the office of City Council,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
And congratulations. And Mayor, I'll ask Richard over to come up.
This is nerve-wracking.
Of course it is. Have you
Okay.
raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Okay.
I, Richard Olbert,
I, Richard Oliver,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Lakewood,
of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform the duties of the office of City Council,
the duties of the office of City Council,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
I was saying it's like a marriage vow. Yeah.
Thanks.
Right, and Mayor, if we could have Wendy Strong. Good evening, hi. Everybody here with you, good.
Yep.
All right, if you can, there you go. Turn. I'll get a picture of you guys. All right, all set. I'll have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Wendy Strong,
I, Wendy Strong,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Lakewood,
of the City of Lakewood,
and to faithfully perform the duties of the Office of City Council
the duties of the Office of City Council,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. All right, now we'll just sign each one of these. Sign there, then we'll switch. Thank you. Oh, one more?
All right, thank you. So with that, we are going to have a nice little reception, scaled down. Remind folks if they could just keep their protocols in mind under the health orders and go do a little celebration, and we'll come back about 8:20 and finish out the night. We'd love to hear from the new members. So we will take a recess right now and see you in about 25 minutes. All right, we will now reconvene the Lakewood City Council hybrid meeting, November 22nd, 2021, at 8:32 in Chambers. And as you can see, we have a brand-new group, so we're going to do another roll call and move forward. Mr. Clerk.
Paul.
Here.
Abel.
Here.
Franks.
Here.
Maya Guerrero.
Here.
Oliver. Here. Shah Razai.
Here.
Springsteen.
Here?
Stewart.
Here.
Strom.
Here.
Vincent.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move into item 9, which is going to be general business, and that's going to be Ms. Hodson. It's going to chat a little bit about the next couple of weeks. Maybe.
Yes, thank you and welcome and congratulations to all the new council members. So next week is the 5th Monday, and we have 4 5th Mondays in a year. And we happen to have the next one is next week. And so because of charter says we meet on the 1st and 3rd Mondays, there's a regular meeting. That's right? And 2nd and 4th. Did I do it wrong? 2nd and 4th, sorry. 2nd and 4th is a regular meeting where you take action. 1st and 3rd are study sessions where you study an issue and you don't take a formal action. So on the 3rd Mondays of the year, we don't have a city council meeting. So next week, you have the Monday off. Your next meeting will be December 6th, and that will be a study session because it's the first Monday of the month. And that's when we're going to start orientation. Our first presenter for orientation will be Director Jay Hutchison from the Public Works Department. And he will do a pretty deep dive in all of the functionality of the Public Works Department. Everyone, we'd love for everyone to attend because even if you've been on council for a while, I think the information will be a good reminder and maybe you'll learn something new as well. So we're going to do these orientation sessions a little different than we've done them in the past, and we'll be taking an hour from the study sessions to study a department. If you have any questions, if you'd like, you can look at the budget in advance, and that may bring up some questions, and feel free to ask the director any questions. So with that, we did just get another public health order, and it looks like we'll be mandatory mask wearing at all indoor facilities. And I just got notice that vote occurred really recently. So we'll make sure you get the order. We'll send that to you so that you get the full order and we'll all be in compliance. What that really means, we need to really dig through that and understand what that means for every situation. Remember, we manage recreation centers, we've got parks, we have indoor, outdoor, we have all kinds of functions within the city. And so we really need to look at the health order and understand how it's applied to all of the different areas within the city. That's about it, Mayor Paul. Is there anything else you're thinking I should cover?
Just to clarify, the study sessions will be virtual, and for
I
the
knew it. You're
time
right.
being, we'll continue.
You're right. So the former city
this
council
around.
decided that we were going to have all of our study sessions still in the virtual setting. So you will take your iPads home and you'll be able to log in. You'll get an email from our city clerk, Bruce Rome, and he will give you the link and you can join the meeting that way. So that's every study session, starting on the 6th. If you have any questions.
Yes. Any questions for anyone?
If you
please.
have any questions at any point, please feel free to reach out. It's the first couple of weeks and the first couple of months are a little, it's a little disorienting, I would say. And so don't suffer, just call and we'll help you out. And you can either call me, you can call staff, or call the city council members who have been on the dais for a while. So it looks like Councilor Springsteen, I'm sure, would help, Councilor Franks, Councilor Abel, and Councilor Vincent, and of course, Mayor Paul. So I'm good?
Sounds good.
Thanks all, and congratulations again.
Okay, so we would go into comments for the council members, for everyone. Counselor Springsteen, your hand is up.
Yeah, I just had several calls from constituents that they couldn't see the last part of Mike Beta's ending speech, and apparently in the video, it's cut off, and part of Remy Johnson's beginning speech was cut off. So I asked Councilor Beta if he wanted to finish that off, and he said no, he was going to leave it, but I was just concerned about that, and was also concerned about a conversation I had with Mary Johnson today, who said that she had really had very little communication or contact. And the fact is, she's probably, we don't know for sure, but probably going to be a counselor. And so I just have, concerns about just being as respectful to counselors that maybe we don't agree with as much. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying that we need to show all of the counselors the same respect. And it's sad that Counselor Beta got cut off like that, and that his speech is not synced somehow with the video feed. That is concerning, because we need to record everything. So, thanks.
Thank you, Counselor. We will certainly look into that. Everything should always be recorded. So we'll have to see what or if, and that's probably running relive. Relive doesn't make sense, but it's probably streaming again from the beginning on our YouTube channel as we speak. Secondly, Ms. Jensen, certainly there's nothing we can do. It's state law that mandates a recount. And certainly we want to make sure everybody's onboarded. We've had conversations. I just spoke with her this evening about any kinds of questions. We encourage both candidates to engage in the study session on the 6th, because I don't think we'll have a definitive answer before then, because the letter we received from the clerk stated that they'll be doing the recounts on the 7th and 8th. But as soon as that's finished, we will do all the onboarding and encourage both candidates to reach out with any kinds of questions or concerns. And again, that is certainly out of the city's hands. All right. So with that, counselors, the floor is now yours. Sometimes I go by wards, sometimes I just go down the line. So I think I'll just go left to right and start with Counselor Vincent and move down.
My other left. Okay. I'll keep this short. We will not have a Ward 2 meeting in December. We'll start again in January. Dependent, we're hoping to do a hybrid, to have it in person as well as Zoom. And I'd like to thank Mayor Paul and my new council person who came out for a wonderful thing at the Jeffco Open School. They've done 2 fantastic murals there. If you have a chance, go down and see them. And what was so wonderful, it was a former student who did those murals, and they're terrific. So that's all.
Thank you. Counselor Schramm?
Thank you. I am very excited as a new counselor to be the first one to go. I did not have any real prepared marks other than the fact that we will be having a Ward 5 meeting on December 4th at Westwoods Community Church. And I am trying very hard to make sure that we can actually do it hybrid. We are going to try. Right now we're looking to secure a volunteer that can manage that for us. So stay tuned on that, but very, very excited to be up here. It was such a fun adventure being able to meet so many of our Ward 5 residents in this process, and I really look forward to being able to represent all of you as I'm up here. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Before I go to Counselor Stewart, I just want to give a heads up. Counselor Springsteen, you will be after Counselor Stewart in the line of alphabet. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I am really excited and honored to be serving in this position. I am very humbled again and thank the voters of Ward 3 for allowing me the opportunity to serve you. I do have an announcement. Councilor Springsteen and I have been working together to try and set a date for a ward meeting in December. Since we have a new counselor, we would like to do an informal meet and greet. So that will be happening on Saturday, December 4th at Brockmeyer's Coffee. We will have the exact address up on the city website as soon as possible. We want you to come meet your new Ward 3 team, and we're really looking forward to working together to represent our amazing constituents in Ward 3. So we will be getting that up on the website again, but that's Saturday, December 4th, and that will be in the afternoon, actually, at 1 p.m.
Thank you. Counselor Springsteen?
Hi, I was just trying to pull up Brockmeyer's address. It's sort of in the vicinity of Mississippi and Pierce, and I don't have the exact address here, but thankfully, Councilor Stewart introduced me to that wonderful place. So I wanted to welcome all the new counselors. I've tried to call everybody to congratulate you and welcome you to council. I look very much forward to working with you and sort of having a fresh perspective on things. I think we can accomplish a great deal together. I'm sorry not to be there in person with you tonight. I debated whether to address this issue tonight because it's a special night for all of you, but we also don't have another council meeting where I'll be allowed to talk for another month. So I'm going to address something very briefly, and please bear with me. I'm sorry I have to do this tonight, but I was sort of put in this position. I wanted to briefly address a letter that was unethically sent about me by Mayor Paul without any legitimate authority to the Independent Ethics Commission on November 1st, 2021. When we are a home rule city, that is not under their jurisdiction. The mayor admits in the letter that I am not attorney of record in any lawsuits against the city, but that I am a material witness and victim regarding a pending federal lawsuit against the city of Lakewood. Therefore, and by the way, not a plaintiff, just a witness. Therefore, this letter implicates the mayor and all others involved with its production in state and federal crimes involving witness tampering, witness intimidation, and intimidation of a public official. Not to mention the chilling effect such a backdoor attempt at censure has on the independent decision-making of our council members. Beyond that, I have been told by many power players in Colorado that there's no doubt that I am being targeted specifically as a woman of color for my racial justice and other justice reform activities in Lakewood and Colorado. This letter is meant to muzzle me for speaking up for my constituents and to keep me from voting on literally anything to do with the city. This is an undemocratic document of disenfranchisement of 30,000 voters in Ward 3. If we as city councilors are not allowed to speak out about injustice to protect the city and the citizens from harm, who is? I hope that we as a new council can work together to stop this sort of censorship and criminal intimidation of anyone who falls out of line with what the powers that be dictate. If we don't, every one of us will be at risk of this sort of coercion in the future. And the people who elected us will pay the price. And so I know this is a very serious issue to bring up on your very first night in council, but we've had a difficult time with this over the past couple of years. And this was sprung on us at the very last meeting, and with the old counselors, and I think wrongly so. And so I hope that our new council can undo some of the wrongs that were done here. Welcome again. I'm so glad to be working with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Shahrazai.
You're already getting so good at that. Thank you. Similar to my new co-counselors, I did not prepare much, but I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the voters of Ward 1, all the hard work that went into volunteers, community members, family, and neighbors. I'm really excited for what comes next for the city of Lakewood and looking forward to getting to work for all of you. I wanted to also announce that we will be hosting a Ward 1 meeting on December 4th from 9:30 to 11. We're going to return back to a virtual meeting, and you can find out more information, including, I believe, the agenda in the next week or so on the city website. So thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Olver. Good evening.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be brief too. When I decided to run, I said, I think this is a thankless, full-time volunteer position. And then I was out talking to an awful lot of people, and I found out it's a very thankful job. A lot of people came up to me and said, thank you for running, and thank you for doing this. And I was very impressed by all of that. And along those lines, there's a number of volunteers who helped me on my campaign who I wanted to thank. Not so much personally. I have a little list, it's not long. I'm only going to use first names and I'm going to go alphabetical. So I wanted to thank Alex, Bill, Carol, Carrie, Charles, Dave, and Dave, Jan, Jeff, Jim, Karen, Ken, Linnea, Lisa, Lynn, Mary, Rich, different Rich, and Steve. And as for last names, mine's simple, but everybody in the world wants to put an I into it. So I'm just going to say it's Olver, or it's Olver, or I was born and raised saying Oliver. But just don't put an I in it. That's all I ask. All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you, sir. I'll work on that, much like Jacob LeBeer had to work that in. And so after Sophia Mayotte Guerrero, Counselor Franks, you're up after that. So, Sophia, welcome.
I am very pleased and excited to be sitting before you all this evening. I also don't have prepared remarks, but everybody has already gotten to know that I never turn down an opportunity to speak, so y'all will get sick of it soon enough, I'm sure. I do definitely want to thank the voters of Ward 2, all of those who voted, because we were a ward that actually increased turnout. So no matter who people supported, the fact that people showed up in Ward 2 in a way that they haven't before is a huge deal, and I'm so excited. Because I really think that if we listen to our constituents and we try to lead for their best interests and we try to support the people that live in the city as a team, we will get more done, and people will also feel like they are actually being served by their local government, which is very exciting. And I'm so excited and honored to sit on this bench with the most new people I think ever elected at once in the city. And I think that's so symbolic, right? We have such an opportunity to move forward with a spirit of collaboration and a spirit of progress. And I'm thrilled at this team that will help make that happen.
Thank you. Counselor
Well,
Frank. Yep.
Thanks, Mayor Paul. I just certainly wanted to welcome all our new counselors on board. Certainly looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you all for responding to my outreach. Apologize that I had to cancel a couple of meetings. I'm here from home just due to exposure, just trying to keep everybody safe. I feel fine, but just following all protocols. So here from home. At this point, I do not have the actual December meeting information to provide at this point. I will be interacting with Mr. Olver, Councilor Olver, and we will determine if by the 6th we're able to announce a meeting. Otherwise, it will be a January meeting. So again, welcome. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. And as was mentioned earlier, if there's anything I can do to help, been on a board for 6 years. And so just please feel free to reach out if you've got any questions or anything I can be supportive of you on. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilor Abel.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to welcome everybody that's new to the dais. Warn you that it is, while a challenge, it can also be frustrating, but it can also be a lot of fun and very rewarding. Please, when the phone rings, when there's a knock at the door, answer. People come looking to talk to you because you're their hope and you're their representative. So no matter how you may feel personally about different issues, it's the hard work and the homework that you put into it that makes your mark. So welcome, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. All right, so I will close this out, and again, we will follow up, but I've received several messages that the entirety of what was said was seen by the community, so we'll have to just see what kind of glitch we had. I would like to just mention, and I thank former council member Kathy Stapleton for bringing this to my attention. Former Lakewood City Council member Tom Liedebrand passed away. He served from 1983 to 1989, and again from 1991 to 1995. So certainly we thank him for his service to the community. It sounds like he was also a former deputy district attorney in Jefferson County, and certainly send our condolences to his family. You know, we all serve on different committees, and you'll have that opportunity, and so this is a great time, you know, when you get entrenched in those to give reports of what you're doing or where you're going. You're going to get a lot of invites to do a lot of different things, and certainly you'll want to try to do as many, and just know that you're only one person and you can only do so much. But one of the committees that I serve on outside of here is the Affordable Housing Subcommittee that is looking at distribution of $400 million of ARPA funds for affordable housing. And we are moving forward and hopefully getting close to some recommendations that will then be made to the committee of a whole and then on to the state legislature. And certainly a keen awareness of the needs that are faced not only in our community but in rural Colorado as well. Affordable housing is an issue throughout. So I'll continue to update the community as we have those recommendations coming through. Committee assignments. So there's a lot of different committees, and you may have seen in some of your literature some brief descriptions. I'd like to have you start to work with your ward mates and let me know what you'd like to do, and then we'll try to place you on those as much as we can in those positions. Our policies and procedures, I think, does mention that this needs to be done in January. I'm not sure if that has to be that way. If it can be done sooner, we may want to get everybody seated because there are so many vacancies, and we have some positions open on different boards that would love to start getting those interviews done and move those forward. So stay tuned on that. And then also we do a planning retreat, and sometimes we do it in January, sometimes we do it in February. Because there's going to be a lot of onboarding, February might be better, so start to look at that. I'll start to send out some dates to the city council to look at those opportunities as they come, as far as a retreat where we can start to lay out the next year. And I would just close with how excited I am to have this opportunity to serve with all of you. And I've known many of you for a long time and some for a short time, and I'm just super impressed and really talking about that next generation of leadership for our city. So I have no doubt that we're going to get a lot of things done and going to have a lot of fun doing it, and maybe sometimes not a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great opportunity for our community and really to see, I think, it thrive. So I'm honored to have this opportunity and so happy for all of you, Oliver, you, to move this forward. So with that, if there's no other comments, we will adjourn this city council meeting at 8:57.